sounded less like Seth Rollins and more like Drew McIntyre.
CM Punk breaks silence after beating Seth Rollins on WWE RAW, reveals his next direction. CM Punk lived up to his words and defeated Seth Rollins after some hard-hitting action on Raw tonight. Both men gave it all in the ring and lived up to the expectations of the WWE Universe with some massive spots that made headlines around the globe. After the match, Seth Rollins was seen looking disappointed after coming very close to securing a victory against the Second City Saint. Following the match, during the WWE RAW post-show, Punk broke the silence over his massive victory against Rollins, stating that he was better than ever after returning to WWE. The Best in the World further stated that he had his eyes set on gold in 2025, with massive plans for the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania. 46 is just a number, and so is number 1. And that's exactly what I am, and that's exactly what I have been saying since I got here in 2005. Yeah, maybe I took a 10-year vacation, but I'm back, and I'm better than ever. Ain't nobody touching me. BITW. Best in the world. That's what it means. Straight edge means I'm better than you. I'm coming for all the gold in 2025. Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania. Netflix, biggest thing I've ever done in my entire life, stated CM Punk. CM Punk teased that his feud with Seth Rollins will not end after WWE RAW. While CM Punk picked up a massive victory fair and square against Seth Rollins on WWE RAW's debut on Netflix, their feud will seemingly not end here. Hours before their match, the Best in the World appeared on the Nightcap podcast, commenting on his rivalry with Rollins. Punk made a major tease in his comments that his feud with his former friend won't end after their match on Raw. I would love to say I'm moving on to bigger and better things. I would love to be wrong about that too. But this is one of those Hogan Savage deals that's going to just go on for as long as the beef has already been festering. 10 plus years. We're talking about a decade here. I don't think even as big night as debut on Netflix, and no matter how bright the lights are, I think this one's going to fester for a while, said CM Punk. While Punk has teased going after the World Championship multiple times over the past few months, time will tell what the Stanford-based company has planned for him. The match between CM Punk and Seth Rollins did not look like a real fight, says WWE veteran. CM Punk and Seth Rollins fought an enthralling match to close the WWE RAW debut on Netflix. However, wrestling veteran Vince Russo had a major problem with the bout, which he mentioned on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of RAW. CM Punk defeated Seth Rollins in the main event of Raw last night. The duo took each other to their limits, with CM Punk getting up from whatever Rollins threw at him. Ultimately, the Best in the World delivered multiple GTS to pick up the win. However, the match did not impress Vince Russo, who noted that the match between them did not look like a real fight. The former WWE writer explained how Attitude Era guys used to bring realism into their matches. I gotta tell you, I swear I don't want to be a dead horse, but nobody ever talks about that. They always talk about the shock of the Attitude Era and the edginess and the sexuality and this and that. Go watch the Attitude Era. You believed every fight was a real fight. I don't care who was in that ring. Every fight looked like a real fight. Nobody ever talks about that. These do not look like real fight. Vince Russo also criticized the match between Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns, pointing out the use of multiple weapons by Solo. Right off the bat, Solo and Roman Reigns, he threw a television monitor that hit him in the head, and then he hit him with the ring steps. Bro, that's too much. You can't come back from somebody throwing a freaking monitor at your head. Seth Rollins and CM Punk are expected to end their feud. Reports suggest that the latter could face Roman Reigns at WWE WrestleMania 41. However, a rematch between them is also possible. 4 matches Seth Rollins can have at WrestleMania 41 after facing CM Punk on WWE RAW. WWE Monday Night Raw this past week was an incredible show. The larger-than-life event was more similar to a WrestleMania or other big-time premium live event than it was a standard edition of the Red brand. The show's 4 matches all featured some of the biggest stars in the promotion. Of the 4 bouts, the main event was perhaps the most interesting and certainly the best from an in-ring perspective. The last bout of the night saw CM Punk go one-on-one with Seth Rollins. Their on-screen build had been since Survivor Series 2023, but this match was many years in the making and extremely personal. In the end, CM Punk won the bout after being vanquished by Punk's GTS. What can the Visionary do at WrestleMania, which is rapidly approaching? This article will take a look at a handful of major matches the Visionary could have at the show of shows below are 4 matches Seth Rollins can have at WrestleMania 41 after his loss to CM Punk on WWE RAW. Number 4. He could have another big match with CM Punk. CM Punk versus Seth Rollins happening on WWE Monday Night Raw was a big deal. Many believed the major match would be at WrestleMania 41. Not only that, but it was seemingly set to headline the big event last year. Seth Rollins was the World Heavyweight Champion last year, and CM Punk was seemingly set to challenge for the gold at WrestleMania 40. Punk was hurt in the men's Royal Rumble match, however, and thus, he couldn't compete against the champion. Just because they wrestled on Raw doesn't guarantee the two can't clash at WrestleMania 41. Instead of their first bout being at the show, Triple H could book the two men to have their blow-off match at the massive event. Perhaps they could clash inside Hell in a Cell or in a street fight. Number 3. Seth Rollins could battle Gunther. Gunther is arguably the most dominant superstar in WWE history. He has held a title for over 3/4 of his tenure in the sports entertainment juggernaut. This includes record reigns with the Intercontinental and United Kingdom Championships. The Ring General is now the reigning World Heavyweight Champion. This means that anybody and everybody on WWE Monday Night Raw will be hoping to step into the ring with the big man at WrestleMania in an attempt to win the coveted belt. Seth Rollins versus Gunther is a dream rivalry for many fans, and it could start on the road to WrestleMania. Eventually, the two could clash at the show of shows with the title on the line. Who will reign supreme? The first World Heavyweight Champion or the current title holder? Jacob Fatu is a member of the New Bloodline. He debuted in WWE by taking out Randy Orton and Kevin Owens and has been with Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Loa ever since then. The status of the stable is very much in doubt now. However, Solo Sikoa also competed at the WWE RAW Netflix premiere, where he took on and ultimately lost to Roman Reigns in tribal combat. Now, the OTC is the official tribal chief. With the status of the faction up in the air, Jacob Fatu could focus on a solo career moving forward. In what would be an incredible bout and a dream match for many, Seth and Jacob Fatu could go at it. The two would have an absolute classic if they were allowed to just have a killer one-on-one match. Number 1. The Visionary could challenge Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE title. Cody Rhodes had an incredible 2024. He won the Royal Rumble match and went on to defeat Roman Reigns to win the undisputed WWE